Welcome to the Hancock Park Market Update, Tuesday, October 17th, 2020. And we're going to start off the day here. Woohoo! We're going to start off with just an overview of the Hancock Park Market, starting with the solds in the past. Let's go back the last 30 days. What am I doing wrong here? All the solds in the last 30 days. Oh, I need to put in Hancock Park. Okay, 33 sales in the last 30 days, folks. That is the largest number of sales that I have seen in a 30-day period. And among those are a lot of out of area, south of Olympic type of homes, so it's a little skewed. But if I look at the most expensive sales, highest to lowest, we've got one sale, the one on Hudson this one's on Fremont, 11,400,000. This and then so on. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total sales over $3 million. 2 in the threes, 2 in the fours, and then a couple of big daddies for the month. And then after that, we have approximately 27 under 3 million. So a much larger number below that price range. So let us, since we're just bouncing around here, let's look at the number of properties that have just been listed in the last, let's say in the last 2 weeks-ish. Another 11 new listings in the past roughly 17 days, 2.5 weeks. So that's a much smaller number when we were getting closer to 11 in 1 week. And among these new listings, from top to bottom, just under 4 million, 232 North Plymouth, and another 3 million, and then 3 twos, and then the rest are under 2 million. And then let's go look at, so 11 new listings. That's a significant slowdown. And then let's look at the number of in escrows. 40. So let's see. We had, the last time we talked, we had approximately 100 active listings, and we had approximately 50 escrows. So we've dropped by 20% in the number of escrows, which is expected because it's really 50 is a lot more than normal. So we do expect that number to go down. Let's see how many we have. So now we have 40 escrows and we have 95 listings, which is only a 5 drop. So that would indicate over the last 30 days or so that it hasn't changed a whole lot. It's still very, very strong. So let's see here. I'm just looking at these. They're all over the map here in the areas that are being sold, pretty much the entire area. There's not a lot of gap. So let's look at some of these 33 sales. And then we can make some judgments at the end here. October 18th to November 17th, all sales. Are you guys still with me? Sometimes I wonder if I'm talking to myself.
We are here.
Okay. So here, if you look at the map, look how there's a giant gap right here all around the golf course. You see that? That's a lack of, this is the last 30 days. So there's just really not a lot going on. If you were to go back even 6 months, it's just not that much there, but there's a whole lot all around it. That's the more expensive area, higher priced properties. We did have one just sell for 11, the one on Hudson, and it looks like one in Fremont. So let's go to, for some reason, let's go to these 33 starting. Let's look at the most recent one. For the last week. And so in the last 7 days, we did have the 6.9 million sale. So that was in the last 7 days. And the big one, I don't see it. All right, so let's go to, yeah, let's do the most recent. Shall we do the highest or the most recent? Let's do the highest first. That way we stay within the area. All right. So here we have 100 Fremont Place. And
Guess who?
looks like it was for comp purposes only. It was sold off market by Eric Levy and June On. Congratulations, June. Is this the one that we've talked about in the past? Or is this a surprise?
Mentioned this a couple of times in the last week.
Okay. Who has?
I think you did, or
Okay.
maybe Afia, manager did.
That's a big sale right there with 9,339 square feet, 9 bedrooms, 7 baths, $1,220 a square foot. Ginormous lot, 54,494. So, what is that? An acre and a quarter, which is a lot of land near Wilshire. 1915. Looks like there's only one photo. Is that right? Only one photo. Too bad. 511 South Arden closed for $6,510,000. This is that Spanish on Arden. Very nice location. Arden is a little bit busy. Got $838 a square foot. Was originally listed for $7,745,000. So they had a drop of $1.2 million to get sold. 508 North June. This was Rick Llanos. Congratulations. $4.4 million, 5 beds, 5 baths, 5,100 square feet, 10,000, so a quarter acre lot, $857 a square foot, right on the golf course for $4.4 million. Seems like a very nice price for somebody, $857 a square foot on the golf course. 209 South Irving, and this is going to be in the Upper Windsor Square area, north of 3rd, south of 1st, among the bigger houses. 209 South Irving sold for $4.41 by Joshua Myler at the agency and John Costry. You might remember John Costry had a listing right next to Conacors on Lucerne. What was that, 411 Lucerne? 209 South Irving, 4,000 square feet, 8,000 square foot lot, $1,089 a square foot.
Beautiful.
Wow, look at that kitchen tile.
Wow, beautiful house, beautiful kitchen.
Outdoor courtyard pool, Spanish style. 209 South Irving. How close is that going to be to the, nope, it's not close to 3rd. So excellent location. Looks like a really good one. 134 South Windsor, $3.8 million, 5 beds, 3 baths, 4,500 square feet, 13,000 lot, sold for $850 a square foot by Loveland Carr on both sides of the deal. Congratulations. Remember that they said on this one, it showed really well, but it still needed a lot of work in the bones, because otherwise it would have been over 4 million. Great location. One thing interesting about Windsor, I don't know if any of you have noticed, or maybe it's old news, but have you noticed how many influencers and Instagrammers are on Windsor Boulevard at any one time during the day, every day, in order to get themselves with a shot of the Hollywood signs behind them? Anybody notice that? If you're going to sell a house on Windsor, then you almost have to disclose to the buyer that they're going to be influencers and Instagrammers and professional photographers up and down the street. It has become a tourist a thing recommended in the tour books.
Oh, geez.
To go to Windsor Boulevard in Hancock Park and take a picture of yourself with the Hollywood sign directly behind you. And that's probably only going to grow as far as numbers of people, tourists, especially after COVID. Any comments on that? So good to know you're Hancock Park street by street, right? 626 North Las Palmas. This is just in the Little Hancock Park area, west of the golf course. $3,090,000, which is, it's amazing to me that this area with the smaller lots, this is a 6,300 square foot lot, is selling for over $3 million when you can get in other areas of Hancock Park with much bigger lots, and you can get pretty close to 3 million. Here you're taking half the lot, and you're really close to Melrose. But boy, these are getting snapped up. This is a beauty. Looks like a Tudor. $3,090,000. 626 North Las Palmas. So it's the last street before Melrose, halfway down the street. Did anybody see this? It looks great. Okay, I haven't heard from anybody in a while. Give me a confirmation you guys are still there.
We're still here.
Okay,
We're here.
Here. Thank you. 617 North June Street. This is another one right up there. Look at that. 3,129,000, 3,700 square feet, $840 a square foot. Listed by Luis de Laura Sotheby's. The other one right next door, Monet Burger. So another Spanish. Look at that. Look at that entry. Look at the style.
Beautiful. The steps.
Look at that photo with all the arches in all over the place, all the way in the back living room there. Arch everywhere.
Beautiful.
Tile.
Beautiful.
Wow. Outdoor rooftop patio. Beautiful. Anybody chime in if they've seen this house? 301 South Lucerne. A lot of us have seen this one. This was on the market last year, so it was open house. Pete Bonacore sold it. 301 South Lucerne, right next to John Costry's listing. 5 beds, 3 baths, 3371 square feet, 2975. An amazingly great price considering you're right on the corner of 3rd. It's very busy, and the house has foundation issues. 13,542 square foot lot. That always helps. $882 a square foot, which is, I have to congratulate Pete. That's a big number for being where it's located with that floor issue. 867 South Muirfield. This is down in Brookside. This street is becoming more and more busy due to Waze sending people down through Muirfield. Sold by Scott Nell of Keller Williams. Look at this old photograph as the lead shot for the house. Let's see, located, historic, coveted, Brookside, built in 1927. Let's look at the photos. 2.825, 3,800 square feet, only one shot. And it's the historic old shot. I wonder why. Did they take the photos down? Was it sold normally? Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, they took all the photos down. But they got $743 a square foot. 537 North Gower Street in Larchmont Village. Gower also gets a little bit busy because of the next street over is Larchmont. $24.99, $2,499,000, 4 beds, 6 baths, 3,300 square feet, 5,600 square foot lot, sold for $757 a square foot by Elizabeth Guttainer and Diana Knox and Jeeb Riley. 2.5 in Larchmont Village. That's a pretty good number. When you have a really nice house in Larchmont Village, you're going to be selling for 2.5 or more. And it's very comparable to to Brookside as far as prices per square foot. Guest house. Almost looks new. Let's see what year it is. Doesn't give me a year. Okay, next, 801 South Longwood, another Brookside, 2.5 million, 3988 square feet, 8,600 lot, $628 a square foot. What were the other two per square foot in Brookside? 743. Okay, 743 and 628 per square foot. But you can get $1,000 a square foot in Brookside and Larchmont. 801 South Longwood is listed by Sandy Beck. Sandy, are you there? We talked about this last time, that it was going to close. You think they painted those tiles red, or they are like that? So it looks to me like it does need some work. Look at that kitchen. And yet it's got $2.5 million. So that's quite a number for a house that needs work. What were you going to say?
Yeah, that kitchen definitely needs some work.
Looks like the floors, looks like the bathrooms, all of them are dated.
Mm.
You know, this is not professional staging. So that's a pretty nice price. Anybody see this property?
No.
I think this was Sandy and Bricks together.
It was, yeah.
And John Winthrop bought it, but they did say it was a fixer.
John Winthrop bought it?
No, John had the buyer.
He had both, yeah.
Yeah, John Winter had the buyer for this
thank
project.
you. But they did make that, I know Sandy had said that it was a fixer.
Oh yeah, there we go. Sandy
There's
Beck,
John
Rick
saying,
Yarmouth, and John Winter.
Right.
Congratulations to everyone. 1230 South Wilton, down in Country Club. So let's skip that one. Go to the next one. 464 Highland. Wow, that's sold. That's the one on the corner of 6th and Wilton. Sorry, Highland. So it's on as busy an intersection as you can be, almost. And the backyard butts right up to 6th. So it's extremely loud in the backyard. There's a balcony, but the balcony is right on 6th. So you're very aware of the traffic at all times on this house. And they sold it for $1,910,000, which is close to, the high end, which is amazing. So it did. I do remember it took them a while, 182 days. They started at a 2.2 million, but $1,910,000 is a lot of money for this one. Spanish, it's really pretty, but the location just, I wouldn't buy it.
Oh, but look at it.
I mean, you're looking at some nice photos. Is what you're doing, but and granted, it's not so loud, obviously, inside the house. But this little deck right here, extremely loud. So they did a great job at that price. There it is, very pretty house. But look how it's all up against 6th. There's the patio. All righty. So Highland is doing well because I've noticed that with other properties on Highland are selling higher than normal as well. 4037 Leeward. This is down in the Wilshire Park area, $1,775,000. 1214 Arlington down in Country Club Park, $1,980,000. They're getting big prices down there. 640 Lillian Way. This is in Little Hancock Park, very close to Melrose, but a nice little street. $1,868,000 for 1,700 square feet. Got over $1,000 a square foot. Pete Bonacore, Joe Reichling was the buyer's agent. Dang, he is busy. Joe Reichling and Bonnie Bryant with Compass. He's representing the buyer on my sale, and he's got Allie Jack working with him on a sale on Ridgewood next to Wilton, and I think he just listed something for $5 million. These guys are really, they're coming on strong. They've been partners for about 15 years. It's a nice guy. Starting to get scared of him though. $640 Lillian Way, $1,008,000, got over $1,000 a square foot, which is doable, although it's really close to Melrose, man. This is really close to Melrose. I'd be a little afraid with my kids. So 803 South Highland. This is south of Wilshire on Highland. Sally Whitty for $1,005,000. And after this, we're going to cut over to some of the other listings, the actives and the pendings. So 803 South Highland, $1,005,000, 2,300 square feet, 2,400, 8265 lot. Got 626 a square foot on Highland, and it's south of Wilshire. So that is a pretty standard number, $1,005,000 south of Wilshire on Highland. Doesn't look fantastic either. So a bit of a fixer for $1,005,000. And how many square feet do you get there? Almost 2,400. Definitely a nice style though, Spanish style. All right. Oh, there's one on Keniston. Sold for $1,720,000. 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,730 square feet. Peter Maurice. $994 a square foot, almost $1,000 a square foot in Brookside. All right, that takes us back. Let's go over to the most recent, let's just go down the list of actives that have just come on the market. You guys are probably all itching to see what has been listed. So if you remember, we looked at it and it said that it was 11 listings over the last 17 days. I've now made it 30 days and it's 27 new listings. So almost a listing a day, although not like in the past when we were at almost 2 listings a day. Okay, let's look at these starting. These are the 27 listings in the last 30 days. Most recent, let's see, the most expensive one is, okay, 13,650 on Rossmore. Let's take a quick look at that. $1,600 and 1672 per square foot on Rossmore. Oh, 105 North Rossmore. This was the house that was sold a few years ago, and really classic Greek. And look at this thing, right on the golf course on Rossmore. One of the most beautiful and interesting houses as far as design. I would call it palatial, Greek palatial, with the columns, extremely high ceilings. Shar, are you there?
Beautiful.
I believe I remember seeing Shar at the open house. Anyway, it was just screaming for a remodel. It was $5 million at the time. And now they are putting it back on the market. Look at that. I don't know that I'd call that Greek. What would that be, Janine? Is that French?
The pool
Look at
area
that.
does look like French, yeah, but what a location.
Look at that. Look right there's downtown. Look at the size of it.
Amazing.
Sold for $5 million,
Big,
major fixer, and now back on the market for $13,650
big
with
price.
Ernie Carswell. Huh?
Big price.
Really big price. Beautiful. God, the photos alone.
Gorgeous.
Let's see here. And before we go on to the rest of them, let's look at this one at 114 Fremont for 8.8 million. 6 beds, 8 baths, 8346 square feet on a 33,000 lot listed by Rainey and Brandon Williams of Beverly Hills, 1,054 a square foot, 8.8 million. Rainey and Brandon are I don't know if they're reality star agents, but they're definitely very well known in the celebrity scene. Wow, look at that door. Entryway. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, that's so,
Atrium, like an atrium.
that's very unique.
The ceiling there. Wow, look at that. That looks like something you would like, Janine.
I love it. It's beautiful. That looks a bit French.
Courtyard reminds me a little of your courtyard.
Thank you. It's gorgeous. Beautiful.
I don't know who their photographer is. Look at this hallway. It's got to be 25 feet.
Look at the fireplace. What an amazing fireplace.
Wow. There must be a story behind this. Parklight gated community.
Who has it, Eric?
I don't see anything about this. The agents, Brandon and Rainey and Brandon Williams. Comprised of two conjoined lots, 114 and 116 Fremont
114,
Place.
116. I was just looking at that. It's 2 lots.
Property being offered together with 75 Fremont Place for a total of which is maybe that's 14.5. Buyer to verify square footage, blah, blah, blah. Main house, 8,300. Basement, 765 square feet. Okay. Wow. $8.8 million. That's 33,000 square foot lot, 8,300 square foot house. That's one of the bigger lot and house combinations in like that around right now for that price.
That's big.
So I'm going to do most recent. $640 North June listed. No, that's not today. Let's go back. Start again. Okay, 346 North Gower listed on November 13th, 4 days ago. So we've had a drought over the last 4 days because we're averaging almost one a day. We've gone 3 days without a listing, almost 4. 346 North Gower.
That's the Loveland's new listing.
Loveland car. 3 beds, 3 baths. We don't know the square footage. $1,936,000. Interesting price. $1,936,000. We don't know the square footage. 5,500 square foot lot. Sparkling Spanish in Larchmont Village. 346 North Gower is a good location, although it's a little bit on the busy side. Looks like every corner is covered.
Eric Ann mentioned this morning, it's also got a guest house and an office outside.
Did we figure out the square footage yet?
No.
I don't see it here.
Hi, Ann told us the square footage. So I think, I don't remember exactly what she said. The guest house has a half bath on it, had I think 500 square feet that they measured. And then the house, I don't remember what officially it showed, maybe 1,800. I don't remember exactly what she said, but they had somebody else who said it was 2,000 square feet. So I think that's why she didn't put it down, because there was a discrepancy there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
It is illegal. It is permitted, the guest house in the back. It has a half bath, she said.
So we've got here on the public record 1,736 square feet.
Yeah,
But
but
that's probably not 100% accurate.
yeah, she said it measured about 2,000 square feet. That's what she
Okay.
said. And then 500 for the guest house.
Okay. So it's right around $1,000 a square foot. Very cute. Gower should go. 5651 West Clinton. This is in Larchmont Village, up on off of 6th. I think it's the one just south of 6th. 5651, 3.4 million. Rebecca Magarefta. Let's see here. 4 beds, 6 baths. Another one without the square footage. 7,000 square feet. New construction farmhouse. Quite a price for that area, but looks like quite a house. So guys, this is, I don't know where you guys are at or watching this, but this is the new style of house for people, for new contractors. It's this farmhouse style. I've got another client who's building one and done the research, and this is what people are buying right now. As far as new construction, that house that used to be built sort of with all the angles and stuff like that we've seen a lot of, the super modern, this seems to be sort of taking over the farmhouse. 3.4, let's see if they get it. Listed for 4 days. 232 North Plymouth. So this is just south of Beverly on Plymouth. 4,500 square foot house. $4 million. 874 a square foot. 2,200 square foot lot, but a big house. Listed by Diana Knox. And I know she's got another big one coming. Wow. Well, extremely unique. Basement. Media room, sauna. A lot of marble. Whole lot of marble. 232 North Plymouth. Location not the best. Let's see here. Let's see how close it is to this. Yeah, I mean, terrible, but it's only 3 houses from busy Beverly. It is huge. Any comments on this one, guys? Anybody seen this one? Anybody know anything about this house? Driven by it. I don't recognize it. That is a big house, but it feels on the high side for what you're getting. It's a very specific buyer, and you're not in the Windsor Square part. That's the big houses, in the smaller houses section. So it's kind of maybe even a little bit of an oddball there. 322 North Ridgewood Place. Jackie Smith. 2,195,000, 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,700 square feet, 6,800 lot, $800 a square foot. Okay. 2,195,000, 232 North Ridgewood, right off of Beverly. This is a very cute little street for sure. For 2.2 million. 4956 Clinton Street. 2 beds, 1 bath, small one, 847 square feet. I believe we talked about this, or maybe not, but there was another one that came up. These little small lots, small houses. 769, folks. 2 beds, 1 bath. This is just at 1 block south of Melrose, and it's a house for 769. You think they're going to get flooded with offers? think
Yes,
they are.
definitely, definitely.
Because anybody looking for a condo is going to choose this over that most likely. And condo prices in most cases are higher than that. So this person's about to get flooded. Peter Lorimore, PLG Estates, 2,000 square foot lot. Let's take a look exactly where this is. And just by virtue of the price. Melrose, Western, so it's east of Wilton. That might make a difference. I haven't seen many of those before. Anyone got that one on their radar for some buyer who wants the lowest? .426 North Citrus so there's Highlands, so this is Hancock Park adjacent, listed by Cherry Beanstalk. 3 beds, 3 baths, 2,200 square feet, 6,400 lot. $2 million, 6,500. I'm sorry, almost $900 a square foot. Very traditional looking citrus style house, single story, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, super nice. Stage, redone a little bit. Original floors in the bed. And there is the backyard. So there's not really any lawn in the backyard. Good location on Citrus, right? 400 block of North Citrus. That should be ideal. It's on the Highland side of Citrus. 640 North June. 4 beds, 3 baths, 3,400 square feet, listed by Billy Rose of the agency. $2.5 million, 7,000 square foot lot, sold for $720 or asking $729 a foot. This is in this is in Hancock Park, a little Hancock Park, west of the golf course, and very close to a busy street. Second house down from Beverly, sorry, from Melrose. So see if they can get this. This is a 3,400 square foot house. Probably really beautiful. So far, so good. Pool in the back. Very nice. Location has some issues. $2.5 million. I mean, we've seen 2 other sales there in the last 30 days. Over $3 million for the same square footage, roughly. This just happens to be a little too close to Melrose, so that's why their price is maybe $500,000 less. 1043 South Windsor.
Eric, I'm so sorry. How many houses was it from Melrose?
1.
Oh, 1. Oh, okay. Thank you.
1043 South Windsor. That's going to be south of Olympic, close to Crenshaw. 212 North Windsor. Did they put it back on the market? Yeah. This has been listed for a while, but I guess they took it off the market and started again. Lucas Miranda. It's a brand new construction. 212 North Windsor. I have 222 North Windsor next door by one down that went into escrow. While these guys have been trying to sell, so I have a feeling these guys helped me sell my house because mine was significantly less. They were asking $3,150,000, which was at $1,000 a square foot, and now they're at $2,998, $954 a square foot, 6,800 square foot lot. It's not a big house, 140 square feet. But pretty much brand new, especially the back part. We'll see. Anybody seen this one? I know a lot of people have toured it. Okay. 1163 South Newfield, also down in the Longwood Highland neighborhood, a little bit too far south. 433 South Wilton, north of 6th, south of 3rd on Wilton. Let's see, 6th, south of the, just south of the church there. A little bit of a very busy part of Wilton right there. 6 bed, 4 bath, 2,800 square feet, listed by Christian Fernandez. $2 million. Let's look at that front shot again. Wow, there's a lot of missing window going on right there. What's with the windows? These windows could use being pushed over a little bit.
Yes.
$2,800 square feet. Let's see if they have a backyard here somewhere. There's the backyard. There's the front. I have to say, that's a bit of an oddball. Looks a little bit like a, what are those things with only one eye? It's a Cyclops or something? I don't remember.
Yeah. There's no character.
Interesting. I mean,
Boring.
I don't get it. Is there somebody who gets that?
No.
Close your mic.
Okay. That was listed, that's 1919, but they've obviously done a lot of work to it. I certainly didn't look like that in 1919. All right, 359 South Mansfield. This is west of Highland in the Hancock Park adjacent area. Mansfield is a nice part of Mansfield. 4 beds, 4 baths, 3,100 square feet, listed by Edan Amar. Represents a lot of developers. $2,756,000, $884 a square foot. Standard lot. This is a new, obviously new development. This is definitely for the modern shopper in Hancock Park adjacent. $2.7, 3,100 square feet, not crazy. I would think that would sell. That's a brand new home. $1112 South Victoria, south of Olympic. 103 South Arden in Larchmont Village, west of Larchmont Boulevard, with all the shopping. Listed by Diana Knox. Wow, she's killing it. I know about another one that she's got coming for $7 million. $2.9 million here. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2476, 1169 a square foot. 2-story Spanish. Looks like the kitchen could use some work, but it's a pretty house with great curb appeal. Very nice classic bathroom right there with the pedestal. Wow, looks like a very nice lot as well. Maybe almost 9,000 square foot lot. So that's a big lot right there. That's one of the bigger lots I've seen on Arden. 103, so it's going to be right at the corner of First, which you just walk straight down First and you're at Larchmont Village. 1169 square foot. 860 South Bronson. This is going to be south of Wilshire. 406 South Sycamore in Hancock Park adjacent. This is a brand new house, 2016. Huh?
South of Third.
Yeah, south of Third. Amir Hobin is the agent. Right around here, you have a lot of, on Sycamore, you have a lot of commercial on the east side of the street. Is that right for this block?
Yes. Is the price right? No, I don't know about that.
3.5. I mean, I guess you could look at it. Whoa, look at that. You could look at it one of two ways. It's more private there on Sycamore because you don't have actual houses. You have the backs of large buildings or parking lots for stuff. You can't really see them, but there's no houses on the other side of the street. And so that's either considered, it's quite quiet, but it's also, others will look at it like it's a little too commercial.
Yes.
So this is my theory, is that these houses here are being replaced by the farmhouse style. This was built in 2016. The ones they're building now seem to be farmhouse style.
Yes.
$3.5 million, big price. 864 square foot. Listed 19 days ago. 300 South June. Basya. 7 beds, 5 baths, 5.775 million. Almost 20,000 square foot lot, $823 a square foot. This is going to be right on Third. Beautiful. So right back there, I think that's the golf course.
No, it's not the golf course.
It's not. Am I thinking of 300 North June?
Yeah, yeah.
What is it?
Looks like it's in very, very good shape. Move-in ready. Looks like it's Mediterranean. It's a little bit it's definitely on the busy side, and across the street from a school. Let's see if it's on the corner.
Yeah, it
No.
is on the corner. It is. It's a
on the
corner
corner.
house.
It's south of the school. It's south of.
Right,
South
south is, but it's a southeast corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. It's new.
Okay. Any questions? Anybody seen this one? 823 a foot. It's in great shape. Located a little bit very busy street, but huge house, big lot. 823 a square foot. I mean, I would think it would definitely sell. Definitely sell under, over 5. 5229 West 2nd. $5.3 million listed by Terry Beanstalk. Is this the same one you had listed before?
Yes, it was listed 2 years ago or a year ago, not so long ago.
Yep, same one. So it's got a marginalized backyard. And I believe the owner of this was Armie Hammer.
Oh,
Anybody know who Armie Hammer is?
yes. Yes.
influencer slash celebrity hunk. So I believe he did quite a bit of work on this house. It's definitely nicer, but she was having a difficult time selling it for this same price before.
The
Here's the
backyard is not big. It's a small backyard. I had
Yeah,
that a few years ago, that listing.
This is a triangle here. It's not a straight lot. And most of it is concrete and pool, not concrete, tile. But beautiful, beautiful Tudor. Beautiful location. Looks like it was beautifully done. So let's see. I don't remember what he paid for it. $4,715. So did a lot of work to it, and now on the market for $5,300. So not a huge number. Looks like it was listed much earlier in September. We've looked at this, I guess, but they just changed the price. So let's go back here. We are now at 12:04, folks, and this is the 18th new listing we've looked at. Let's see, the next one. Yeah. So let's have just a synopsis, summarization of what we're seeing. Anybody want to chime in? I would say, what I'm seeing here, having looked at what I've seen, not much has changed since we talked last, which was, 4 weeks ago. The numbers are still unbelievably high. We've had 33 sales in 30 days. Typically, year after year, we were somewhere up like the just under 20 per month range. So here we are, over 30 per month. That's quite a number. Let's see if that keeps on going. We've got 95 listings. That's 30 more than normal, or roughly normal. So let's see if more of them are selling. We've got 40 escrows as opposed to 50. That's a lot less. Sometimes we did have 47, but still we have a lot less escrows if you were to look at it percentage-wise. So we'll see that recover so that it can scoop up more of the 95 that are currently for sale and put it in that column of sales, or do they stagnate? What happens? Are we experiencing a slowdown month to month? Or, and I would expect most of you would agree that we probably will have a slowdown starting a month from now, just during the holidays. But otherwise, will we have it? I'm not seeing that. It seems like it's pretty strong, just like Ophir said at the beginning of the meeting, that it's strong. And I was listening to Barbara Corcoran.
I'm still finishing office meetings, so I'll call you a little later.
And she said that she believed, at least in the high end, the next 3 to 6 months we're going to be smooth sailing, which probably puts us at the end or close to the end of the pandemic. So, there's no reason, as Ophir said, to be down or negative. This is extremely busy and fun market to be in. So, anybody else have any comments? I mean, it would be nice if this lasted forever. These kinds of. Any comments? Agree? Disagree? All right. Well, we've got a quiet crowd today. I appreciate everybody's attendance. It's 12:06. Any last words before we sign off?
Thank you, Eric. It was fantastic information. It was great.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful week. Go kick some butt.
And you too. Have a great week.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Take care now.